Welcome back to Niku Studies. Today, we're jumping straight into our chemical reactions special, and we're going to break down some super important topics in literally the easiest way possible. Think of me as your guide as we step into a secret, underground Minecraft-style science lab. We aren't just going to rattle off boring textbook equations, no way. We're actually going to look at chemistry as a set of epic game mechanics to uncover the hidden rules that craft the world around us. So let's start. Now, every good gamer needs a quest log, right? Today, we've got 5 main levels to beat. First up, the oxidation reaction, then the reduction reaction, followed by the redox combo, metal corrosion, and finally, food rancidity. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this. Level 1, the oxidation reaction. So here's your very first core mechanic. Oxidation is simply when a substance gains oxygen or loses hydrogen. I really want you to focus on that word gains. Just like your character acquiring some rare, epic loot, a substance is grabbing onto oxygen atoms and adding them straight to its inventory. Let's look at exactly how this plays out in the wild. We have the equation 2 molecules of copper reacting with oxygen gas to yield 2 molecules of copper oxide. I want you to picture a shiny metallic copper block sitting in your game world. Now watch it slowly turn completely black, surrounded by these glowing fire particles. That is the copper combining with the oxygen in the air. Since oxygen is actively added to the mix, this is our perfect example of an oxidation reaction. Moving right along, level 2, the reduction reaction. Here's our next mechanic, and as you might have guessed, reduction is the exact reverse. It's when a substance loses oxygen or gains hydrogen. Notice the shift here. The key word now is losing. Think of it as taking damage and having an item drop right out of your inventory. The substance is literally being stripped of its oxygen. So let's reverse that spell we just cast. Now we've got copper oxide reacting with hydrogen gas, yielding copper and water. Imagine that black copper oxide block we just made a second ago. As the hydrogen sweeps in, it forcefully strips that oxygen away. And right before your eyes, that black block changes back into a shiny, pristine copper block, leaving just some water vapor behind. The copper oxide loses oxygen and becomes copper again. And that right there is a reduction reaction. Putting them side by side brilliantly illustrates the opposing forces of chemistry. Oxidation is the gain of oxygen, while reduction is the loss of oxygen. They are absolutely the yin and yang of our chemical game engine. If you can memorize this simple dynamic, you have already mastered the core physics of this explainer. Now it's time to hype things up. Level 3, the redox combo move. A redox reaction is simply what happens when oxidation and reduction occur together in the exact same reaction. In fact, the name redox is literally just the ultimate mashup of the words reduction and oxidation. It's exactly like when one player drops an item and another player immediately scoops it up on the exact same screen. Let's break down the match summary using our previous equation to see exactly who did what. Who gained the oxygen? Well, hydrogen did. It gained oxygen to become water, so it underwent oxidation. And who lost it? Copper oxide. It lost oxygen to become plain copper, so it underwent reduction. Just visualize those glowing transfer arrows moving that oxygen straight from the copper over to the hydrogen. Both actions are happening perfectly in sync, making it a true redox reaction. Let's take this out of the lab. Level 4. World events, specifically corrosion. The technical term is corrosion, which is the slow eating away of metals due to air, moisture, or surrounding chemicals. You already know the real-world frustration of this. It's the rusting of iron. When iron reacts with oxygen and moisture in the atmosphere, rust is formed. Just visualize a pristine, high-level iron sword accidentally left out in the rain, slowly becoming brittle, brown, and rusty. That's essentially a slow-motion oxidation reaction ruining your hard-earned loot. Fortunately, there are ways to block this world event. Think of these prevention methods as literal armor upgrades you can equip to stop the degradation of your gear. You can apply painting, oiling, or greasing to create a solid physical barrier between the metal and the oxygen. Or you can use galvanization, which is basically enchanting your iron by coating it with a protective layer of zinc. Equip these upgrades, and your metals stay completely safe. Moving on to our final mechanic. Level 5, status effects, focusing on rancidity. Rancidity is the ultimate inventory spoiler. It's the process in which food materials containing fats and oils get spoiled due to oxidation. Have you ever left a packet of snacks open for way too long, and when you finally came back to it, it smelled totally weird and tasted awful? Imagine a little color-changing, bad-smelling animation floating over that bag of chips. That happens because the oils in the food are actively reacting with the oxygen in the air. Oxygen really is the invisible enemy of your food inventory. But here are your essential survival tips to prevent rancidity. First, store your food in airtight containers so the oxygen can't even get in. Keep it away from sunlight. Use refrigeration to drastically slow down the reaction speed. You can also add antioxidants, which actively fight the oxidation process. And here is a pretty cool industry secret. Ever wonder why chip bags are so puffy when you buy them? Manufacturers actually flush the bags with nitrogen gas to push all the reactive oxygen completely out. Mission passed. Time to lock in that XP with a level up, quick revision. Let's rapid fire through these core concepts to make sure they stick. Oxidation equals the gain of oxygen. Reduction equals the loss of oxygen. Redox is when both happen together. Corrosion is the environmental damage of metals. And rancidity is the spoiling of your oils and fats. Lock those firmly into your memory. And as the end credits roll on today's epic gaming journey through chemistry, I want to leave you with a little poetry to remember the magic of what we just learned. Chemical reactions start the show. Reactants change and products glow. Balanced equations make it right. Atoms stay equal, neat and bright.
You've officially mastered the crafting recipes of basic chemistry. But what other invisible reactions do you think are leveling up or breaking down the world around you right now? Keep your eyes open, gamers. Thanks so much for watching Niku Studies. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Bye!